All right, Krishna, everyone. This is acyuta-bhava from Nightlight Astrology, and today I'm going to talk about prasadam and what it is. So, some people have asked me about this. This is kind of, if you've ever been to a Hare Krishna temple or restaurant in different places in the world, you may notice this word. And basically, the word refers to the mercy of God. And the mercy of God is the word that we use to describe food that's also been first offered to God before then being eaten. So this is a beautiful practice. Is sometimes, the Hare Krishna tradition, the Bhakti yoga tradition, is called a kitchen religion. And one of the reasons for that is that in Bhakti we want to engage all of the senses and all human emotions and really the palette of human experience itself. Bhakti is something that is into literature, it's into dance. It is you'll see Bhakti having a rich history in theatrical performance. So dance and music and theater and poetry. Very similar to Sufis in this regard, where the devotional sort of mood of Sufism involves a lot of dancing, singing, chanting. It's embodied. So what is that? Why is that? Because what we're saying is that God is a being and that you're a being, and that the enlightenment is about cultivating a relationship that's utterly and infinitely personal between the soul and God, just like a marriage partner or like a best friend, like a mother and a child. And that in order to cultivate that relationship, we have to cultivate it in and through a lot of different emotions and experiences, just like you would in a marriage. I mean, how do you cultivate a friendship? How do you cultivate a marriage? You have all sorts of different kinds of experiences together. You go walking, you take a vacation, you go on a road trip. I mean, still to today, my best friend and I, the experiences that still hold our friendship together started in our teen years when we were old enough to drive, and we took some road trips from Minnesota out to Michigan to visit my grandparents. When we traveled to Peru together, drank ayahuasca. So some of those experiences that you have, they become the bedrock of your relationship, and they're variegated experiences, all the different things that we did when we were on that road trip. And so the idea is that you're on a road trip with God, right? And it's an infinite one because you're an infinite being, you're an eternal being, in other words. And so you're an eternal being, I should say, and God is an infinite eternal being. So if you're on a road trip with God, you're going to have all different kinds of crazy adventures and experiences, and you want to bring them all to bear on the cultivation of the relationship. So we use emotions, we use frustration, we use sadness, all the so-called negative emotions, as well as all the positive emotions, and learn to see them in or relate them back to God constantly as aspects or dimensions of how that relationship exists and how it has its being and how it evolves. So for that reason, we're not going off to a cave to meditate. We're not looking at the world like it's an illusion and I have to shoot out my crown chakra into the white light. We don't go down that path so much in bhakti. I'm not trying to, slam it or anything, but the path is not one of rigorous study followed by razor sharp discrimination and looking at the world and saying this is bogus and that's bogus, and because I know I have to stay like a sensei committed to the truth, stare you in the eyes. It's not that kind of, it's not the martial art of enlightenment. You know what I mean? Bhakti is devotional. So we yoke ourselves to God, not through not through, I sometimes call it like the Olympic deadlift, like not through like sitting in rings of fire and there's place for austerity. There's place for all different kinds of yoga in the universe. But bhakti is the kind of yoga that involves going out and picking flowers and putting them on your altar, singing sweet songs, writing beautiful poetry, making beautiful food, putting colorful garlands of flowers on the deities, giving hugs to your friends, laughter, sharing meals together, and then keep coming back to the same things: kirtan, chanting the names of God, connecting through the heart and love and devotion with all of our emotions to God. So prasadam is anything that we offer to God that we end up, by God's mercy, being able to taste in return. Isn't that amazing? Haven't you ever? I was thinking about my daughter. My daughter Summer, she had her third birthday this summer. Summer had her summer birthday. And in her birthday beforehand, she said, "I'm going to have cake." I said, "Yes, sweetie, you're going to have cake." And she said, "And I get to share it with everyone too." And it was so sweet because she wasn't just thinking about the enjoyment of that chocolate cake for her. She was thinking about being able to enjoy everyone else enjoying it, along with enjoying it herself. And that's how God is. God is like, you want bliss, you want love, you want something amazing, mind blowing. Give me something, anything. Give me a leaf. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, give me a leaf, a little water, fruit, a flower. Just give me something. And I'll bless it. I'll take it. And then the implication being, of course, in the Indian tradition, that sanctified food that we offer can then be tasted, and it's relished as something that goes beyond the physical taste, that goes beyond the physical form. So similarly, like if you're at a birthday party and you're enjoying everybody enjoying your cake, you're enjoying more than just the cake. You're enjoying something that somehow transcended the cake. So bhakti is built on that same idea. Prasadam is just a way of saying, you give your food to Krishna before you eat it, you're going to love that food in a totally different way than just your taste buds are telling you. If you offer flowers and then after you offer, you smell that flower, you put it somewhere in your house or whatever, we have flower garland in India, someone puts around you after it was on the deities, you take it, it's something different. So things that are thoughtfully given to God that are then blessed and given back, so that there is this reciprocity almost. I guess not almost, there is. So how do you do this with your food in particular? Well, one thing is to just, you can chant the Hare Krishna mantra, which if you go back to Easy Practices of Surrender video that I did a while back, mantra meditation, check that out. You can chant while you make your food. You can listen to kirtan while you make your food. Just look up some Hare Krishna Maha Mantra kirtans on YouTube. Look up Hare Krishna kirtan on YouTube. You'll find a ton of things there to listen to. Listen to some kirtan. Listen to some chanting of the holy names while you cook. Get a picture like this. You don't have to have an elaborate altar at first. For a while, this was all I had. Just a simple picture of Krishna and Radha. There's Krishna and Radha. And I had it on my desk in my office. And every day when it was lunchtime, I would come in and I would set my food before the picture. Of course, as you go along, there are some qualifications, like you don't want to offer them meat and so forth, but you just set your food down. Hopefully you're not offering anything, offensive. You just set your food down, say some prayers, offer the Hare Krishna mantra a few times, and that's it. Like it's that simple. It can start that simply at any rate. So you can get a little Krishna Radha picture, on Amazon for a few bucks, really, and have them in different places in your house. Like if you eat in your office, if you eat in your kitchen. I'm thinking about this because I work from home. You could bring one into work. If you have a cubicle or wherever you work, you just bring a little pocket-sized picture of them with you and just flip it open wherever you are and say a little prayer. Offer it to them first. When we offer, also, it puts us in the mood of, this isn't mine. Nothing here is mine. I'm not entitled to anything. When we take that attitude right before we eat, it makes the food a real blessing, because then it's a gift that's coming from someone else, not a thing that I've taken that's mine. And inherently, our body and our mind is fed by receiving something that's been given from God than it is to be taking something that really isn't ours to begin with. So that's really the practice of prasadam with it when it comes to food, at any rate. And there's a lot more that could be said. I just want to keep it simple for this video. As always, people who are watching, if you're bhaktas, if you have anything to add, I'd love to see your comments. Otherwise, I hope that you can maybe get into the habit of, you can have your picture like this. You can add some little cup of water, or bring some flowers, offer whatever the most basic thing is. And after you've offered it and let it sit there for a while, take it back, relish it, enjoy it. That's something easy way to connect to God through the practice of bhakti. So, anyway, I hope that this was helpful. And if you have more questions, feel free to email them to me anytime at info@nightlightastrology.com. Put bhakti Q&A in the subject line. All right, that's what I've got for you. Hare Krishna.